People struggle with their diets because they don't choose the right foods. The fad diets are the ones that are killing everybody. It's the right food that helps you lose weight, and you need to get that right food today. My name's Nick Tabor. I'm a personal trainer. I teach this stuff because I've lived through it. Now, we need to have food in our bodies, obviously, and we need to choose the right food, obviously. We can't go to fast food all the time. We cannot go ahead and, just eat whatever the heck we want. Unfortunately, human beings are not built that way. If I wasn't, if you weren't having an issue, you wouldn't be listening to this video. And if there weren't issues, I wouldn't be making this video either, right? Oh, man. So, what we gotta do is we gotta choose the right food. So what is the right foods? I mean, growing up, I had the it was the, what was it? The food pyramid. So you had certain servings of grains, certain servings of different types of food, your fruits, your vegetables, your proteins, your meats, yada, 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 yada. That was created by USDA, I believe, and that was something that was quite interesting. It worked, it did pretty well, but, we didn't have the right education when I was younger to be able to choose food because our food choices are mental. The mental food choices in our life are the ones that get us hooked as when we were kids. McDonald's did this, and this is why I despise McDonald's still to this day. The only thing that restaurant is good for is if they keep their bathrooms clean. That's it. Nothing else. Like, absolutely nothing else. The Ray Kroc, who was the original owner, CEO of McDonald's, he came up with the idea with the McDonald brothers to be able to offer toys to children when they have their kids' meals. So they get something, they get a little toy. What happened was, in the neural pathways of our mind, we decided, we decided when we're in there that we're going to eat this for the rest of our lives. They want to hook you, and they say, okay, wow, I ate this cheeseburger, I got a toy. Guess what? You're going to possibly be eating that later on in life. You're like, oh, I'll go to McDonald's. Oh man, I'm craving that Big Mac. I'm craving that big boy meal. And even though you're not going to get the food later on, you know what? They don't really care. You're not going to get the toy later on. They don't care about that. We don't care about that either. At all. I, on the other hand, when I was at my biggest possible weight, I had an addiction to cheeseburgers myself, and it was coupled on a few things. Well, we got to choose the right foods. We think about cheeseburgers, and one of the places that came up was when I was a young child. It always came up at the time of a cookout, and my grandparents made this nice food. My grandfather always cooked cheeseburgers on the grill, and still to this day, I can almost taste them. It was an old style grill, and he would, Nick, what do you want? Okay, you want the cheese on it? And just like anybody who cooked it, your grandparents always cooked with love. And no matter what they did, it's always good. And my grandmother's still alive, thankfully. God bless her, she's 94. And she's still a damn good cook. And, every time I go over there, I still feel love. But she's more conscious of what I need to eat. And I'm 35 years old now. I'm not a 5-year-old anymore. But I can still taste that. And I got the addiction to cheeseburgers. And, that was, the biggest point of happiness in my life was when I would sit with these people, all the cousins, all the family, we'd all sit around laughing, joking, smiling, and then nobody had a care in the world. Nobody worried about a bill, about clothes, about grades, about school, yada yada. Everything was just perfect. So later on in life, when I felt bad and I felt awful, and I was in a depressed mood, I grabbed a cheeseburger. I didn't know this till years later why I grabbed a cheeseburger, but that's why I did it. So what I do with clients is we walk this back and we say, why did you do this? I said, okay, well, I found a memory, I found this memory, and this is why I loved it, because I want to go back to that time. Okay, well, you need to talk to friends and family. And what I started doing was I created healthier meals that my wife loved. And I made one, like, a really low-calorie spaghetti dinner, and this was shortly after we got back from our honeymoon in Italy. And, I made this. It was full of veggies. It was beautiful. And she just loved it. She looked at me and she says, Bear, that was the best spaghetti dinner you did. You made better spaghetti than any place we ever ate in Italy. And I'm like, yeah, man, I did that. That's score. That's husband points right there. I'm like, your man got one. Boop, right there, And, we felt better. And we still make that dish every once in a while. We haven't done it in a long time. And I mean, actually, I'm at the supermarket. I'm in a parking lot right now. We need to do that. So what it came to was like, you choose the food, and she made it. She's like, wow. And when you eat the right foods, like, not the emotional foods, but you got to choose the food that loves you. The food that loves you, like any relationship, your body is going to do three things with food. It is going to use it, it's going to lose it, or it's going to store it. So it's going to drag you down. It's going to drag you down, in other words. So like any relationship you have to choose the food that is going to lift you up. That's going to use the food. That's going to use it. That's going to build you. It's going to give you energy. And you're going to find those right foods. That's what you need to do in order to be healthy, is you need to pick those things. So what do we do? All right, number one, what you've got to do is you've got to choose the food that is emotionally, you got to find the food that is emotionally connecting, like we just talked about, me with the cheeseburgers. And then you've got to build up food that is right. You can consult a nutritionist, you can email me, nicktaborfitness@gmail.com, and just say, hey, what foods are right for me? And we could talk through it. But what we need to do is we need to choose the right foods that love you back, and you need to create meals with loved ones. So you create those meals that just say, hey, this is good, and you need to rewire your brains, because you get addicted to the bad foods because you had good memories attached to the bad foods as a kid. It's not your fault. But you've got to take a good meal and you've got to attach really good memories to those good, healthy meals. And then you'll become emotionally attached to that. Secondly, let me back up a minute. Actually, I would say, if there's an anniversary or a birthday, we've had the holidays coming soon at the time of this recording, make a good side dish for Thanksgiving, right? You take that side dish and you say, hey, I made this, and they're like, oh my God, this is good. They get people's reaction, and oh my God. And then you serve them, and service activates the same part of your brain as food and sex. So if it activates that part of your brain and you go, hey, this was good, this was damn good, it works. And then, you start making it for yourself. Oh, everybody loved this, so I got to do this more often. This is so good. It becomes a weekly thing. And then, you start eating healthier foods. Second thing that you've got to do not purge your cabinets full of the bad stuff. You've got to be stronger than what you have. Evan Carmichael has this beautiful thing, damn the Doritos. You've got to take that, the cookies. You got to take all that other stuff that you have. Do not get rid of it. Oh, I eat the good food, now I can't eat the bad food anymore. No. That's all right. What you've got to do is you've got to take that stuff off your grocery list, yes, but what you got to do is you've got to take that stuff now and you've got to start weaning it out of your diet. Don't get rid of it right away. But there might be something, eventually what you're going to do is you're going to get stronger. you're going to be stronger than what those Doritos, stronger than the cookies, stronger than whatever else. You know, for me, it's like those, Oreo brownie cookies or whatever the hell they call those. You know, like, oh my God, I gotta have one. I'm like, you know what? Damn it, screw it. No, I ain't eating those. You gotta take those cookies and you gotta say, okay, you know what? But then what you do, take half of what your stash is and go give it to somebody. Give it to a neighbor. Give it to somebody else with a note saying, hey, we had these. I figured your kids might like them. Or we had these. I figured you might like them. We can't use them anymore. It just is a good gesture. Or go donate them to a soup kitchen. Just get rid of it. Get it out of your house and bring it to somewhere good. And that's the two. All right. You find that food that loves you and you attach good memories to it. Get rid of the bad and imagine that food that lifts you up. The green, colorful food. Let me add to this then. You have the food that's naturally beautifully colored. Like, you know, you have the yellow of the banana, the oranges of the orange, the spinach that is beautifully green. You have all that beautiful stuff. You have the natural chicken that is just beautifully pink and then naturally white. Pick those good. So that's the third step then, actually. So pick the colorful, beautiful food. That naturally looks amazing. The cookies, the other shit, that ain't for you. That's not for you. That was not manufactured to lift you up. That was manufactured in order to hit your taste senses in order for you to buy more. That's it. It don't love you. And remember, like any relationship that you have, the food that you put into yourself will lift you up and make you better. And if you have that relationship that just drags you down, you need to change. Okay? All right. So, we'll go ahead and catch you in the next video, which is right around here. And as always, we want you to climb. See you in the next one.